don't see anything in here for, let's edit element and see what happens. Damp, volume, tuning, okay, nothing there. Okay. Let's say mixer, grooves, room. Mixers are not gonna have anything. No. Okay. Well, I'll show you what if I were in this situation, and I've been there about having to manually put in uh, chokes. I'll show you how to do it. Before we do that, though, I need to figure out how to route all the MODO drums to different tracks. And what that will do is it'll put overheads on their own tracks, and then you can go and create chokes just on the overheads because that's where your cymbal lives. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Sort of. So what I'm going to do, like right now, you got one MODO drum track. I'm going to make it so you have the same track, same MIDI, but there'll be a bunch of children tracks underneath, one for each drum, or one for each mic, right? So a snare, there may even be like a snare under the snare. I don't know how many mics they have available, but I'm gonna go in here and try to set this project up so the drums are routing a bit differently. And so I'm gonna save this, and then I might say I'm gonna save a copy of it and call it, the same thing, but drum routing or something, and then you can have the old one too. Does that work?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna save, and then I'm gonna go in here and do save project as, and I'm gonna call it. Where is it in here? Yeah, new sci-fi metal track. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna call it new sci-fi metal track 2. And I'm gonna call it do drum routing. How's that? Should that work? Okay. Save. All right. So I'm gonna hit Control M, and I'm gonna hide the mixer here, and I'm gonna hold Control and scroll and make all these tiny. So here are all your tracks here. So MODO is all right here. I'm gonna look at as a test. I'm just gonna go. Normally, when you have a plugin that's considered an instrument, you can. When you make a new track, how do you make it?
I just double.
You just double click.
Yeah.
Like do that. Yep, totally. So you can also in this area you can also right click and you can choose to insert a new track, insert multiple, all this stuff. There's what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say if I do MIDI stuff, then I'll do the insert virtual instrument.
Insert virtual instrument. I'm gonna insert this. I'm gonna insert a new MODO. You can type MODO up here, and it will. There it is, MODO. I like this layout better. Mine is side by side. I need to change mine. So I'm gonna double click this, and it's probably gonna ask you a question. It's gonna say, do you want us to include like 32 extra tracks for outputs? And a lot of times, if you're just doing like, here it is. A lot of times, if you're just doing like a fucking tambourine, you don't need anything else. You want one track. But if you're doing a whole drum kit, this is actually nice to have. So I'm gonna click yes here.
Yeah, it asks me the same thing like if I'm adding like a synth track.
Yep,
or something.
synth, and it's like sometimes it's nice to have if you're gonna have multiple instruments in one plugin and you want them to all route to different tracks for mixing. That's good to have. But most of the time, you don't really need to do it. And this isn't something you have to do every time. Basically, we can set this up so it's right one time, and then you can use it. We can make a template out of it. So I'm gonna hit yes, and it's gonna dump a bunch of shit in your project. After it's done. All right, so there's your MODO. I'm gonna close this, and you're gonna see a zillion million tracks, right?
Yeah.
You've got master out, and you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna just as an example, I'm gonna try, or as a test, I'm gonna go into here. Just closed it, but I'm gonna reopen it. And let's just see. Let's pick like a metal kit. All right, we're loaded. I think we're loaded. And I'm going to go into like customize. Where is it? Okay. Okay. Oops. All right, I'm just going to move this over. I'm going to see if the different. All right, you can see. Okay, it's not routing. You see how every single drum is coming out in the master.
Yeah.
Well, we want to change it so every single drum goes to a different track here. So the reason I even did this at all is I wanted to see if the software would just do it for us, and it's not. That's okay. We'll set it up manually. So I'm gonna do, and so this is the metal kit, right? We got 2 kicks, snare, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toms, and then all the cymbals. So I'm gonna go to mixer. All right. So right here at the bottom, on each one of these, you can see underneath there's these different places for you to route the sound. Right now it's going to master, which I assume is this. I'm going to click this and go to bus. DAW. 3/4. Okay. I'm going to put the kicks on 3/4. Now let's see what happens. Whoop. It works.
Oh, nice.
There it is. We're still getting info in the master here. That's probably because your kick is coming through your overheads or something. That's my guess, but we'll find out. Okay.
There are 2 different kicks too.
Yes. Yep.
I think I was using. Oh, I can't remember now, but I think it was that one that I was using.
Oh, okay. You're using. Oh, I see what you mean. You were just choosing to use this one and not even messing with that one.
No, I think it was that.
That one you like, yeah. Let's get some beef.
Yeah.
All right. So now what I'm gonna do. Now that we know this, I'm gonna look here. You're not gonna need to do this. I'm just gonna look in here. This is basically saying receive from 30, 3/4. Okay. I'm just gonna mess around and say what I'm doing, but you don't need to worry about it. All right, so we're gonna delete this. No, we're not. We're gonna leave it. We go up to the top. Here's MODO drum. I'm gonna delete MODO drum.